There's something that I want to talk about today. I came across a reel on Instagram, and this boy was like pursuing the girl very hard. And then after a few months, he was like, well, I'm not over my ex. And I think a lot of the people who have experienced some form of dating, they have seen a similar situation from both genders, where somebody pursues you and then suddenly they realize they are not over some person who hasn't spoken to them for 6 years. And when I was younger, I just used to think of it as a tragedy. You know what tragedy? You're still in love. You're still in love with that girl who hasn't thought about you for 6 years and who has gotten married and who has a whole new family with 3 children. Um, but now, as an adult, after turning 30, I realize how foolish that is. I want to begin with saying this: to create a monument around a person, to create a monument around the idea of a person who has left you, in some cases, left you to die, who is making an active choice every single day to not be a part of your life. Creating a monument around such a person is a sign of absolutely low self esteem. It has nothing to do with love, it has nothing to do with romance, it has nothing to do with tragedy. You want that person's validation because that person told you that you were not good enough. Because in most of these cases, the person who leaves is the one being remembered. The person who gets left is the one who keeps wistfully thinking about this person. So basically, they took away your validation or they said you were not good enough. Now, if you did have a healthy self esteem, if or somebody was there to correctly guide your mind, you would, yes, feel the rejection, and then over time, with time, you get over things. And not just do you get over, you understand that who you are is not defined by somebody else's vision of who you are. Only you know who you are. So you can feel grief, but then you get out of the grief. Now, if you get stuck in that sense of seeking validation, so fiercely you are stuck that for 6 years, for 10 years, that person is living in your head. Now, after 6 years, after 10 years, you are not even the person who you were. That person whose fantasy you have created is not even the person who they were when you got rejected. You are basically living in fantasies because you want validation. You want that person to come back to you and tell you it was a mistake, you are good enough, you are worthy of being chosen. Your ego, your ego is unable to accept still that somebody rejected you. So, this is not love, this is lack of self esteem. There is nothing poetic about it. There is nothing tragically there is no tragic poetry happening. There is that shit is not happening. That is a mythology that you have created because sometimes we don't want to look at things as what they are. So it's much easier to create these fantasies in your mind, to not want to look at what the truth is. In all likelihood, if this person who you are mythologizing in your head came back and gave you the validation that you wanted and said, okay, let's get into a relationship, you are in love with me, let's do it, that that relationship will not even last, neither will that feeling last. You are calling validation seeking as love. And that doesn't change what is really happening. That's number one. Number two is, while you are in this zone where you don't feel validated by yourself and you feel like somebody has taken away the validation from you, you are constantly pursuing other people. What kind of a clownery is this? What kind of a fuckery is this? I'm sorry. If you are genuinely so devotionally in love, your love is like out of this world, stay single. Like, you do realize that in today's world, two people who genuinely want to be together, it's not, it's almost impossible to keep them apart. If you truly, people have whole as families, people have children, people have wives or husbands, and when they sense that some other third person can give them some temporary happiness or some deeper happiness, I don't know, they go right for it. Even having a family doesn't stop people from being with somebody if they really really want to. So, if as a human being you believe that being with somebody is going to make you happy, nothing is going to stop you. So, that means one of you didn't feel that being with each other was going to result in mutual happiness. So, they decided to not be with you. Sad. But you don't have to drown in that and hold on to it and build monuments around this person and elevate this person to a pedestal that they didn't even have, and then act like you are the hero. You are the hero of some tragic love story. There is no tragic love story happening. Love is a verb. Love is not a noun. Love is a verb. So if you love through action and you love through presence, you get the right to call it love. You are marinating in somebody's memories, replaying the rejection, hoping for a better end. You are emotionally masturbating in your own myth that you have created because your ego is not ready to accept that you got rejected. And then you are using that as an excuse to deflect all accountability. Well, somebody broke my heart, so now I get to go around and do whatever I want to. No, you don't. Everybody's heart has been broken in this world. There is nobody who has gone through life without a heartbreak, through due to several reasons, several heartbreaks. A lot of them choose to not become abusers, a lot of them choose to not become liars, manipulators. So perhaps this emotionally masturbation story that you have created in your head is what you are using as an excuse to keep being the piece of shit that you want to be. Because change requires cognitive work. Lastly, I will say people with low self esteem build monuments around people who leave them to die. People with a healthy sense of self do not do that. And a person with low self esteem can love no one.